Hey guys, so in this video we'll talk about the upcoming features in patch 8.1.5, and even though it's considered to be a minor patch, we still have a lot to cover because believe it or not, they are actually adding quite a lot of things, so stay tuned to the end of the video if you want to see all of the new features. Now I know a lot of you will be asking when is the patch gonna release, and we don't know. The only thing we know for sure is that the last LFR wing will release on the 28th of February, so my guess is that we might either see it on the 5th of March or on the 12th of March, but please don't quote me on it because it is just a guess. Now if you want to see more in-depth previews of the individual features, you can always check out my other videos, and I will of course make sure to put the links in the description below. Anyways, let's get the video started. So first off, we have some of the minor additions to the patch, such as the Darkmoon Fair roller coaster that's finally been built, and I guess it's a cool addition. I'm just not sure how much value it's gonna add to the overall game. However, it is the Darkmoon Fair, which is supposed to be all about fun with different mini games, so I guess it's okay that they added a roller coaster to it as well. Now let's move on to some of the quests that are being added, and first up we have a quest that I think a lot of you hunters out there will be happy with, especially if you played as Beastmaster back in Legion, because they are adding a new scenario that will reunite you with your beloved pet Hati. Now if I have to be completely honest guys, it's a pretty good decision because we can already transmog all of the artifact weapons from Legion, so why not add a way to get the pet as well? Additionally, we are also getting a questline for Magni because believe it or not, our main goal of the expansion is still to heal the wounds of Azeroth, even though some of you might think it's an old god expansion because we did see Gahun and in the future we might even see N'Zoth, so it could very well turn out to be one. However, Blizzard did say that it wouldn't be one, but who knows, maybe they lied to us. Anyways, in addition to the questlines, we're also getting new micro holidays such as the Wondrous Festival with Shears Diving that recently got renamed to something I cannot pronounce, so please bear with me. And we're also getting free t-shirt day, and with the introduction to the new allied races, we're also getting the Zandalari Troll and the Quilterian Human Children added to the Children's Week. So as usual with every new patch, we're also getting the next part of the Warcampaign, so we'll see what happens to Baine, Jaina, Derek Proudmoore, Matthias Shaw, and so on and so forth, and obviously I don't want to get into the details because I don't want to spoil it for you. But if you just can't wait for the patch to release and you don't care too much about the spoilers, then you can always watch my other videos where I do play through the Warcampaign. Anyways, let's move on to the allied races. Next up we have the new allied races that they finally decided to add to the game, so if you're still as excited to play as a Zandalari Troll or a Quilterian Human, you gotta make sure to do all of the prerequisites in patch 8.1, well that is if you want to be able to play them straight away. Now, the prerequisites requires you to get exalted with either the Zandalari Empire or the Proudmoore Admiralty, and additionally you will need to finish the Warcampaign up to the point where you get the Tides of Vengeance achievement, so killing Jaina will not be one of the prerequisites. Now, if you are interested in seeing previews of their heritage armor sets, their customization options, druid forms, and so on and so forth, you can always check out my other videos that I made almost a year ago, and I will of course leave a link to the videos in the description below. Now let's just imagine that you have been as lazy as I've been with leveling up multiple characters from 110 to 120, then you will definitely be happy to know that they are finally scaling all the Hurlims all the way up to 120, and this will of course make the leveling even faster, which I'm personally looking forward to because I have a lot of alts that want to level up just in case that they decide to add some sort of solo content similar to the Mage Towers, and to be honest the timing couldn't be any better because this time around you will need to level up your new allied races all the way up to 120, well that is if you want to unlock their heritage armor sets, which I guess a lot of you guys want to. Moving on, we have the Timewalking event for Draenor, and it's probably one of the most disliked expansions, but I have to say that the dungeons themselves were actually pretty good. Now, I'm not quite sure how many of the dungeons we are getting, because at BlizzCon they showed us 6 out of the 8 dungeons, but in a recent blue post they mentioned that Grimrail Depot would be available as well, so I'm not sure whether we are getting all of the 8 dungeons or only the 6 they showed us, but either way I'm pretty happy that they decided to include Grimrail Depot, because it's one of my favorite dungeons back from Warlords of Draenor. Additionally, we're also getting 2 new mounts, the Beastlord's Iron Tusk and the Beastlord's Warwolf, and I'm actually pretty excited for the wolf because it does look really good. Anyways, let's move on to the Brawlers Guild. So So next up we have the Brawlers Guild, and along with its return we're also getting additional bosses and a completely new story-driven questline. Now this small questline is actually pretty awesome, and you will have to solve the murder of the Arena Quartermaster, which is a neat little addition to the Brawlers Guild. Now along with these new bosses and of course the new story-driven questline, we're also getting a new transmog set, which isn't the best that I've seen, but I gotta give them some points for at least matching the theme. Now what I'm personally looking forward to is the additional solo content that's being added, because I'm a huge fan of content that you can do by yourself, such as the Brawlers Guild or the Maid's Tower for example. Now another cool thing that they are adding is Bruce as a mount, and if you played during the first season of the Brawlers Guild you will definitely know who this is. Anyways, let's move on. So next up we have the new Naga Invasions, which you might be familiar with, especially if you played back in Legion, because they are somewhat similar to how the Legion Invasions work. Well, if I have to be honest, they probably just copied over the Legion Invasions and called them something else instead. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, because we are getting some more variety to the world quest, which is always a good thing. Now while you're doing the invasions, the Nagas associated with them will drop a quest item, and this quest item is really important because it will lead you into the new Crucible of Storms raid with a pretty cool quest line, so make sure to accept it. Now let's move on to the raid itself. So we're also getting 2 additional boss encounters in patch 8.1.5, and the loot they will drop is actually pretty interesting, and I would say that they are probably somewhat similar to how the legendaries work. Now what I mean by that is that they will have some different unused effects like these clot legs, and as you can see it will put down a void beneath you and increase your haste. However, if you move out of the void it will actually deal shadow damage to you, and this is just one out of many of the cool items. Now the purpose of the raid is to lead us into patch 8.2 Rise of Ashara, and if you haven't seen her model then make sure to check out one of my other videos. Anyways, let's move on to the portal room. Now let's move on to the 2 new portal rooms that are being added in Stormwind and Orgrimmar, which is a good thing for people who are not playing as a mage, and I guess it's kinda okay that they are adding these portal rooms because the world has gotten a lot bigger over time, so I think a lot of you will be happy with the convenience, especially because the portals will be located in one structured place instead of them being spread around different locations. And also I have to say that the art team have done a fantastic job designing the rooms as well. Moving on, we have some changes for the PvP players with the remastered versions of Arathi, Basin and Warsong Gulch. And I have to admit that I've seen some negative comments regarding the versions, but I think the main problem to why a lot of you might be a bit disappointed is because we expected a lot more from Battle for Azeroth, and at this point it's kinda similar to what Warlords of Draenor was, because we simply don't have enough content. However, I do still believe they can fix it if they start to listen to their community. And before you say, oh well, we do have a lot of content, well sure, the overall game has a lot of content such as transmog farming and so on and so forth, but that's not Battle for Azeroth's content, and it's something we've had for years. And the reason why I think a lot of you might be a bit negative about it is because of that. Of course I might be wrong, but that's what I think. Anyways, putting that to the side, I do think that the art team did a fantastic job in Battle for Azeroth, and I highly doubt that this will take away any content from the game. Now another cool thing that's being added are AI battlegrounds, and it's basically battlegrounds with Island Expeditions AIs, which could be fun in theory, but I guess we'll have to see, because a lot of us thought that the Island Expeditions would be fun as well. Anyways, let's move on. So we are also getting a new feature called the Epic Battlegrounds, which will basically allow you to replay all battleground maps such as Wintergrasp, which is in fact the first one we are getting, but they said that they will add a lot more battlegrounds such as Ashran in the future. And if I have to be honest, it's really good to see Blizzard taking some initiative to make all content playable again. I mean, first we saw them introduce the Timewalking events, and now they're introducing this feature as well. And personally I think it's really good for the game, because we have a lot of old content that nobody plays anymore, well except for mountain transmog farming. But just imagine if we didn't even have transmogs in the game. How much of the old content would just go to waste because nobody would ever do it? Now I would actually love to hear your guys' opinions. Are you okay with them adding features like these, or would you prefer them not to add it? Let me know in the comments below. So moving on, we're also getting 2 new mounts that you will be able to get by completing an achievement called 2 Sides to Every Tale, and this achievement requires you to finish another achievement on both factions called Tides of Vengeance, which basically requires you to finish the Warcampaign in patch 8.1. I'm I'm not sure if you guys remember anything from last year's BlizzCon besides the fact that we are getting Diablo Mobile, but if you paid attention, they also mentioned something called Tools of the Trade, and this is basically new questlines for your profession, similar to how the questlines work back in Legion. So when you finish a questline, you will get a reward, and this can be everything from getting more materials when disenchanting something, to the blacksmithing recipe that will allow you to repair a piece of equipment instantly. It is a pretty good idea, but I still kinda wish they would do more to the professions so we can get back a healthy economy. We're also getting some updates to the in-game maps, but I just didn't feel like that it deserved a full video of its own, and that's why I didn't cover it yet. But it's good to see Blizzard updating the old maps that we have had for years, and as you can see, they have a lot more detail than they had in the past. Anyways guys, that's it for this video, and even though this is a minor patch, there was still a lot to cover. But most importantly, they are adding the new allied races, which I think a lot of us are very excited for. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please make sure to give it a like and let me know in the comments below what you think about the video. And as always, remember to stay positive no matter what. See you next time.